Okay? All right, let's put all distractions away. Okay, let's put the phones away. 17, calculate the height of a triangle. So this is going to be a study sheet entry guaranteed. Okay. In several instances, you will have to determine the height. So let's explore this a bit further. Okay, so let's say a question asks you to find the height. And you are given, this triangle has more information than most of the time you will have, okay? But let's cut this into triangle 1 and triangle 2, okay? So triangle 1, if you think about it, that's 4.52, that's 59.8, this is height. Triangle number 2, we'll draw it out on the side here. And remember, there are 90 degrees on both sides. If there's a 90 on this side, there's definitely a 90 on the other side, because there's always 180, right? A straight line always adds up to 180. We still have the height missing here. 33.4 degrees goes on this corner, and 7.1 feet goes on the slant there. Which side did not come with our smaller triangles? Did I include the 8.2 in any one of these? No. Can you split it exactly in half? No. Why not? Because this is not an isosceles triangle. If these two angles were exactly the same, you could split this in half and give each triangle half of it, right? But in this case, you can't. If I asked you to find the height here using this one, you have a pair, so it goes sine of 90 over 4.52, and you go sine of 59.8 over height. In this case, height would be 4.52 times sine of 59.8 divided by sine of 90, which is? It's 1. So if you multiply, and I'll give it a different color, okay? So we're going to use, I'll use green for this slant right there. And there it is again, the green is there. And this is the side length of that slanted measurement there. If you do this, you get, let me just skip to my key here, because I don't want to have to type this in right now. That's 3.91 feet. Okay. If you solve for it, it's 3.91. So that is the height of this triangle here. Now let's go to the other triangle. By the way, once it's 3.91, this height will not change, right? It should be the same. The 3.91 is the height of that triangle. But I want you to see it from this other, coming from this second triangle right here. So we have our pair here. So it's sine of 90 over 7.1 feet. And then it's sine of 33.4 over height. And guess what? You do the same thing. Height is 7.1 times sine of 33.4 divided by sine of 90, which is 1. Right? So if you go 7.1 times sine of 33.4, what do you think the answer is going to be? You guessed it. It's going to be 3.91 feet. There it is again. What's that? Okay. So what's the pattern here? The pattern is, if you have a triangle here, it doesn't matter which side you approach it from. Let's say you approach it from this side. What did we do with the slant here? What did we do with the 4.52? We multiplied it by that angle that's touching it, like sine of that angle to be specific. Okay? So that is the quick way of finding the height. You take the slant, you multiply it by sine of that angle that's touching it. That'll automatically give you your height. Because look at it from this side. I forgot to give this a pink highlight here. Okay. If you come at it from this side, what did we do with a 7.1? With that side, we went 7.1 times sine of 33.4 is that angle that was touching it there. So that's the pattern for finding the height of a triangle. Don't do them both. Just pick one. Okay. Normally, I won't give you so much information at the same time. So here's the shortcut. This is what I would say you should have on your study sheet right here, this one. To find the height, okay, you take the side length times sine of the adjacent angle. I think I'm going to give you a short... Can you, under this side length, go slant? It's the slanted side, to be specific. Okay? And maybe on your study sheet right next to this, you will have a triangle like this, where you will make sure that this is the height we're talking about. Okay? And let's give the slant a color. So I will give it a green color and just say it's this one right here that we're talking about. You have to like transpose that to a different scenario, right? To whatever scenario you're encountering, you have to kind of transfer it to that situation. Times sine of which angle? The adjacent angle. It's this one right here. So if you know this slant and you know the angle that's touching it, you can find the height of the triangle just like that. This is the shortcut to, but I would actually on my study sheet not even worry about side length. Well, maybe you should, because you would be like, what is slant, right? Like it's the length of the slant, right? That's what it is. Times the sine of that angle there, okay? So it works in any of these situations. Okay, so how about we use the same two colors? So let's say you have this triangle here. You could use that side right there, and then make sure you use sine of that angle that's touching it there. One that's upside down, that throws students off sometimes, right? But it shouldn't. You take, this is the slant, and so the angle that would be touching it should be right here. If the angle that you're given, folks, look up here for one moment. If the angle you're given is over here, please don't go, 10 centimeters times sine of that one. It's not touching it. You can't use it. It has to be adjacent to it. And this one, where is the height on this one? It's outside of the triangle, correct? Don't worry, you still do the same. This is the slant. Where would the angle be that's touching angle P in this case? It's actually this one. And I know right now you're like, what? How does that work? Just go with it for now. You would find the height. I did not highlight the other side because I don't want to have too many things going on. But if you knew this side length, obviously you would want that angle there. If you knew this side length, you would multiply it by sine of that angle there. Okay, so that's the shortcut for today. Okay. Given this is just basically an added piece for today. Okay, you know how to use sine law already, but this is a shortcut. I want you to go back Let's write down the homework right here. Homework page. Some of them are word problems already. So I'm just going to tell you here, hold on. I think I went to 9, right, the other day. I'm going to say 10 to 14. I will post more, but if you like, if you could work through those, page 10 to 14, you have 15 minutes left. Make sure you get started on that. And there will be some height questions in there from time to time. So not all of them will involve this, but make sure you practice that, all right?